It's so cold outside, but this fire is perfect.
Yes, it feels wonderful.
And the snow is beautiful. Oh, look at this one. It's so warm and soft. Oh,
It's perfect.
let's get it.
I think this will be perfect for you. Try it on.
Oh, I love it. Thank you.
Fits you well. Here, this will keep you warm.
Oh, thank you. It's perfect.
Try this one. It will keep you warm.
Thank you, Dad. It's perfect.
Hello, dear viewers. In today's story, we follow Day, Huyen, and little Maya during the first snowfall of the season. As winter suddenly arrives at the farm, Day rushes to prepare warm blankets for his wife and daughter. The family then gathers around the glowing fireplace, sharing simple moments and heartfelt stories. In the middle of winter's cold, family warmth, care, and happy memories come together to turn a harsh season into a time of peace and healing. If you enjoy warm family stories, peaceful farm life, and gentle healing emotions, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our upcoming stories. Your support is our greatest motivation to continue sharing meaningful and comforting moments with you. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. The first snow of the year arrived quietly, almost shyly, before anyone in the farmhouse had fully woken up. At dawn, the sky was a pale, frozen gray, and delicate snowflakes drifted down like feathers, settling softly on the wooden roof, the fences, and the narrow path leading to the barns. The land that only yesterday had been brown and familiar was now transformed into a silent, white world. Dee stood by the window, his breath forming a faint mist against the cold glass, watching the snow fall without sound. Winter had come sooner than expected this year, and with it came a deep, instinctive concern in his heart. His thoughts immediately turned to Huyen and their little daughter, Maya. Maya was still young, her body small and sensitive to the cold, and Huyen had always struggled with winter weather. Dee knew that the warmth of their home depended not only on firewood and walls, but also on preparation, on the quiet responsibility of a husband and a father. Without hesitation, he pulled on a thick coat, wrapped a scarf tightly around his neck, and stepped outside. The cold air hit him sharply, biting at his skin, while snow crunched under his boots with every step. The engine of the car protested in the freezing temperature before finally starting. Dee drove toward the town, the road blurred by falling snow and early morning fog. Shops were just beginning to open, their lights glowing warmly behind frosted windows. He went from one small store to another, carefully choosing the thickest blankets, soft wool sweaters, warm socks, and a new winter coat for Maya. He ran his hands over the fabrics, testing their weight and warmth, imagining how they would wrap around Huyen's shoulders or protect Maya from the cold nights ahead. Each item he selected carried a simple but powerful wish that his family would feel safe, protected, and loved throughout the long winter. As he loaded the bags into the car, snowflakes clung to his hair and sleeves, melting slowly against the warmth of his body. The cold no longer bothered him. His heart felt steady, anchored by the thought of returning home. The drive back seemed shorter, even as the snow continued to fall more heavily, covering the road behind him as if erasing all worries. When the farmhouse finally came into view, smoke was already rising gently from the chimney. Inside that small wooden house, warmth was waiting. Dee knew that the first snow was not just a sign of winter's arrival, it was a reminder of what truly mattered. The world outside could turn cold and silent, but as long as he could provide comfort for Huyen and Maya, winter would never feel harsh. It would simply be another season for their family to face together. By late afternoon, winter had fully claimed the land. The wind grew sharper, carrying the cold deep into the fields, and the snow that had fallen so gently in the morning now drifted more thickly, swirling around the farmhouse and the surrounding barns. Inside the small wooden house, Duck moved quietly, stacking firewood beside the hearth while the last traces of daylight faded through the frost-covered windows. The sound of the wind outside made the house feel even more sheltered, as if winter itself had stopped at the door. Huyen stood near the fireplace, gently wrapping a warm blanket around Maya. The little girl leaned into her mother's arms, her cheeks rosy from the cold, her small hands stretched out toward the fire. The soft glow of the flames danced across her wide eyes, reflecting a mix of curiosity and comfort. Huyen adjusted Maya's scarf, careful and patient, her movements filled with a tenderness that came naturally to her. She could feel the heat from the fire slowly returning warmth to her body, easing the chill that winter always brought with it. When Deck returned inside, snow still clung to his coat and boots. He stamped his feet lightly at the door and brushed off the melting flakes before stepping into the room. The contrast between the freezing air outside and the warmth within made him pause for a moment. He looked at Huyen and Maya by the fire, and a quiet sense of relief washed over him. This was what he had hurried back for. He placed the bags he had carried all day on the table and began to unpack them one by one, laying out the new blankets and winter clothes. Huyen smiled softly, her eyes meeting his in silent gratitude. As evening settled in, the fire burned steadily, filling the room with a comforting crackle. Shadows stretched along the walls, and the scent of burning wood mixed with the familiar smell of home. Outside, the farm rested beneath a thickening blanket of snow, the animals quiet in their shelters, the land frozen and still. Inside, however, life continued at its own gentle pace. Maya laughed as Duck draped a new blanket over her shoulders, pretending it was a royal cloak, and her laughter cut through the winter silence like a warm melody. The cold no longer felt threatening. It remained outside, pressing against the walls, but unable to enter the space the family had created together. In that small room, surrounded by firelight and soft voices, winter was no longer something to fear. It became part of the rhythm of their lives, a season that tested them, but also brought them closer. As the night deepened and the snow continued to fall, the farmhouse glowed with quiet warmth, holding the family safely within. As night settled fully over the farm, the world outside disappeared beneath a deep, silent blanket of snow. The wind softened, and only the occasional creak of the wooden house reminded them of winter's presence. Inside, the fire burned low and steady, its warm light filling the room with a peaceful glow. Dee, Huyen, and Maya sat close together on the rug near the hearth, their shadows stretching and swaying gently along the walls. In that quiet moment, time seemed to slow, as if the night itself had chosen to linger with them. Dee reached out to warm his hands by the fire, then began to speak in a calm, thoughtful voice. He told stories of his early days, of building this farm from almost nothing, of cold mornings and long hours that once felt endless. He spoke of mistakes he had made and lessons he had learned, not with regret, but with gratitude. Each memory carried the weight of effort and perseverance, and as he spoke, the fire crackled softly as if listening along. Huyen leaned against him, listening carefully, her head resting on his shoulder, her presence steady and reassuring. Huyen added her own memories, her voice gentle and warm. She talked about the first winter they had spent together, when everything felt uncertain and fragile. She recalled moments of fear, moments of doubt, and the quiet strength that had grown between them during those difficult days. As she spoke, she wrapped her arms more tightly around Maya, who sat between them, half listening, half drifting into the comfort of the fire's warmth. Maya's small fingers played with the edge of her blanket, her eyes growing heavy, but a soft smile remained on her face. Outside, the snow continued to fall, covering the land in silence. Inside, words flowed easily, filling the space with laughter and reflection. They spoke of simple dreams, peaceful mornings, shared meals, and the hope that Maya would grow up surrounded by love and stability. No grand promises were made, only quiet wishes whispered between pauses, carried by the warmth of the fire and the closeness they shared. As the night deepened, Maya finally leaned against Huyen, her breathing slow and steady as she fell asleep. Dee reached over to pull the blanket higher around her, careful not to wake her. He watched his daughter sleep, then looked at Huyen, and in that silent exchange, they understood each other completely. Happiness, he realized, was not something loud or dramatic. It lived in moments like this, simple, fragile, and deeply real. The fire crackled one last time, sending a small shower of sparks upward. Outside, winter continued its quiet reign, but inside the farmhouse, warmth remained. Surrounded by love, stories, and shared memories, the family rested together, knowing that no matter how long or cold the season became, they would face it side by side.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các khán giả của kênh Live Single RV. Vậy là câu chuyện của chúng ta ngày hôm nay đã kết thúc tại đây. Trong câu chuyện hôm nay của chúng ta thì đã kể về nội dung đó chính là tại nơi Huyền và Đệ đang sống thì đang trải qua một mùa đông rất là khắc nghiệt. Điều đặc biệt đó chính là sự biến đổi của thời tiết, một điều chưa bao giờ xảy ra tại khu vực của Huyền với Đệ sống, đó chính là đã có tuyết rơi. Nó rất là lạnh giá. Ờ, Lần đầu tiên trong đời Huyền và Đệ và bé Mai A được nhìn thấy tuyết rơi tại nơi mình sống. Nên Huyền và Đệ và bé Mai A đã có những ờ, ngày được ngắm tuyết rơi, và cả ba người đều cùng nhau đi mua sắm những trang phục giữ ấm cho mùa đông và chuẩn bị đồ ăn thức uống cùng với lương thực dự trữ cho mùa đông khắc nghiệt này. Cả ba vẫn rất là hạnh phúc bên nhau. Mọi tình tiết hấp dẫn trong câu chuyện Huyền, Mai A và Đệ, cuộc sống của gia đình Huyền, Đệ và Mai A sẽ còn được kể ở các video tiếp theo. Các bạn đừng quên bấm vào nút đăng ký kênh sẽ nhận được thông báo mới nhất về câu chuyện sẽ được phát sóng hàng ngày vào lúc 14 giờ chiều giờ Việt Nam trên kênh Live Single RV nha. Cảm ơn các bạn rất nhiều đã luôn theo dõi và ủng hộ nội dung của mình. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn vào ngày mai. Bye bye and see you tomorrow everyone. Thanks for watching my video. Bye bye.